over in class, but I don't think it was recorded. So the first one has to do with how we installed our swatches. And these should already be on the MacBook when you get it, but in case it's not or you can't find it, in Photoshop, we exported the swatches. And when we exported those swatches, it's very important that you know where you're saving them or where you're exporting them to. That's the wrong folder, Mrs. Martin. And I'm pretty sure that I named that swatch the yearbook 2022, and I hit save. Yes, I want to replace it. Then when I go to, did it finish saving? Yeah. Then when I go to Illustrator, under my swatches, I'm going to go to Open Swatch Library, Other Libraries, and I'm going to go back to that same folder. Alphabetical order, and hit open. Okay, what did I do wrong? Export selected swatches. I think I was actually trying to load the Photoshop one into Illustrator. I'm going to call this one 2022 yearbook. It's an ACO file. Pretty sure that's what we need. Open swatch library. It looked like it was there. This is the one I used earlier. Okay, I think I know what I was doing wrong. I think when we right click on this, we export for exchange. I don't think I was saying exchange. This is an ASE file. I feel that is more correct. This is just a lesson on not giving up when things go wrong. 2022 yearbook, save, in Illustrator, open swatch library, other library, navigate back to where you saved. No, I know I saved it as 2022 though.
Right.
So it should be at the top of my list in numeric order. Yes, that's it. It's showing up as a Photoshop file. That's interesting. It's an ASE file. Let's see. Yes, that worked. So it's possibly going to look like a Photoshop file. So this is going to give you your colors. Then you're using the direct selection tool, which is that second arrow down, to click the pieces that you want. You know, you have all of these crazy layers, like way too many to even ever want to think about. But if I wanted, you know, to select this person, I can't select anything. There we go. Why is my person not showing up selected? Okay. We're going to open a new file over here because that file was giving me problems a second ago anyway. I can open the same file. I'm just reopening it. Sometimes if a file is not opening, it doesn't hurt anything to, you know, save it and just start again. It can be, yep, see now it's working great. Told you this was just going to be a lesson and try again. So I have the item selected and now I can change my color. So that is a review from the other day. As Kennedy and I were working through some things, I had mentioned in the lesson earlier in the week that I would recommend that you just get rid of all the text, and I am going to stick with saying that. You do want to get rid of the text. So you can either get rid of the text by clicking on it and hitting delete, or finding the layer and deleting the layer, whatever is most applicable and easiest for you. So I am on that layer right now. It is maybe here. Yep, it is right here. So I'm choosing just to turn that layer off. So in Illustrator, I am recommending that you do not put any text on your infograph in Illustrator. Okay, and I'm going to continue to demonstrate why here in a second. So I'm going to get rid of all my text, but I'm going to change all of my colors over here. I am then going to look at the very bottom. There's probably a box that's making a white background. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to go to View, Show Transparent Grid. So this is saying there's definitely nothing here. Again, you would want to make sure all your text is gone. And you would want to do that with all of this text as well, in whatever manner you're using, whether you're deleting layers or deleting the text itself. Okay, so all of this text, pretend it's out of there for now, please. Then you are simply going to click and drag to select everything. And you're going to Control C or Edit Copy. And you're going to come to Photoshop and do a File New. And if you just stick with what was there, it'll be the appropriate size. And a Control V or Edit Paste. And you're going to paste, and you can paste it as pixels. Okay, you don't want to try to edit the actual infograph here. Okay, don't try to make any changes. All your colors should be changed here because this is not going to allow you to select little pieces. It's all going to select together. But here is where you now want to put your text back in. So I'm going to put a 1 in there. And here is why I'm recommending you put your text in here. So I'm going to change this to mail art. I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to make it black, not that that's one of our colors. Black would be appropriate to use, but it's just so you can see it easier in my demonstration. But the reason we're putting the text in Photoshop is for consistency in our book. We can use these texts in Illustrator, but we have applied a bevel and an emboss effect to all of our text. Now, this is really hard to see. So I just took it off of Britain. I took it off of Cordell. You can see it easier on Cordell, but it's a little, it's different than a drop shadow, but it gives it a little bit of a 3D principle. So you can open up an old text file that we've used, or you can download it from the spread development. You can right click to copy this layer style. So now when you go into that document that you're working on, you can take this text layer and you can paste that layer style. I don't know if you can see that little bit of a change, but that's just going to give it more of a professional finished look. So if we do all of our text in Photoshop, we can easily apply that effect. To apply this effect in Illustrator was going to take over 15 minutes. It was awful. So this is going to be much quicker and more simplistic for you. And then the other great thing is we are already accustomed in Photoshop to doing a file save as. We know when we do that file save as that we're going to change it to a TIFF. We're going to get rid of our layers. We're going to save it with a transparent background, zip and zip, and hit OK. And we know that that's what we do to upload a file. We've been through that process, so we know how to do that. So I think, honestly, this makes it more simplistic in the long run. I apologize that I didn't share these skills with you earlier, but as students work through them, trying to figure out how to make it easiest on you, I think this will help. Before I end this video, questions that you guys have going into the weekend on Infographs, Photoshop, getting items on your page? All right, excellent. Hopefully we can get the laptops up and running and you guys can devote some time over the weekend. So thank you, and I will post this.